Hello everyone, welcome back to Blue Fin Aquatics, where we share our knowledge and experience with you. So what we're going to go do today is we're just going to have a look at some of the breedings that we've been doing in the past month or so and just give you an update of how things are travelling and what we've got coming in a couple of weeks time. But first off, what we're going to do, we're going to show you our raw whiptail catfish, our juvies. They are a bit hard to see, but we'll try and get a best shot of how they're progressing. So let's go and have a look at those. Okay, so we can see now there's one on the side there. They're only roughly about 7 to 8 days old now, so they are a very slow going catfish, but hopefully in time we'll show you like the other ones have grown quite quickly depending on water changes and also the feeding. So there's about a half a dozen or so in here, but as I say, they're very hard to see because they are quite small. And what we can see, there's one up the very back there on the end of the breeding tray there. So moving along, we're going to have a look in this tray here. So in here we've got some new bronze Corys, which are roughly nearly a week old, so they're doing very well in here. So this is the first time we've actually got to breed our bronze Corys, but hopefully they'll turn out very well. And from this tray here, they also had another spawn, so we've got them in a separate tray away from this one as well, so we're doing quite well. So what we're going to do from here, we're going to have a look at the other tanks. Okay, we just pull this tray out here. These are some of the what we've got, the bronze Corys here now. These are a lot bigger. These are roughly about 2.5–3 weeks old, so they're doing very well. They're on starting on eating on some of the green pellets, the algae wafers, so we've been feeding those very small crushed up, and we feed those them 2 or 3 times a day, and then obviously the water changes follow that as well. So we do change the water 2 or 3 times a day after feeding, just to make sure the water is clean. And further on here, in this one here, it's a bit misty, but in here we've got some more of the you can see them darting around. It's not very clear, but that's due to the algae wafers that have gone off in the tank, in the tray itself, and actually discolored the water. But we've also got some more bronchus or more Corys in this tray here, and then in here, this next one next to it, they're basically the same ones, the Bronchus emerald Corys, and these ones here are roughly about 4 days old. So we're doing quite well when it comes to the breeding side of things. But we're going to go and have a look at some other fish now and see where we go and see what you like to see. Now here in this tank here, and they're growing very well. These ones here, they're coming on to about a month old now, and these are our blue spangled firemouth cichlids. We know they're not around Perth, WA much, so what we've done, we're breeding some and we're going to hold some here, and also we've got somebody already going to buy some, so but they're on very limited supply here, as we've only got roughly about 100 in this tank. And just moving along here, we've got the neon blue Corydoras, which are doing very well. They're actually coming up for their 1.5 month stage now, and they are growing very well. And the same thing when we feed all our juveniles, is basically 3 times a day, morning, noon and night. But again, in these tanks here, they get half water change after feeding, just to keep the water nice and clean for them. So, and when we do that, like these ones here, these are more neon blue Corydoras. Now these are just about 3 weeks old. So within this one as well, we're going to actually do some changes of waters very shortly, because I've just fed them. So this will get a nice water change. Plus it'll be a bit clearer from what it already is, because the crushed up food that we're giving them does discolour the water quite a bit. So we're going to move right along here. Now in this one here, we've got some albino longfin catfish. Now in this one here, there's 3 females and 1 male. However, they've had one lot of eggs in here, but he's decided to kick them out. So, but what we've basically done is we've grabbed those eggs. They all seem to be fertile. We've actually put them in a tumbler in another tank to actually hatch them out. So hopefully with the 3 females and 1 male, they'll also very soon hopefully spawn some more eggs. So all going well. Cross our fingers, we're going to have some more eggs from there onwards, but a lot more water changes yet, because they love the water changes. Now coming along here, we've got these 2 empty tanks here. what we're going to be doing in here, as we've got there's cories and a question mark on both of these tanks, because we've got some new cories coming in next week, possibly the week after. We're not too sure when they're released from quarantine, but we'll certainly let you know. We'll do a video on those when they do arrive. So over here we've got more of our cories along here. These are more of the adult Bronchus emerald cories, which we're growing out now to join our breeding program, and these ones here will basically be doing the same, just depending on how many we want to breed. And in this tank here that we've actually got here, these are the Bronbortes in here, and there's probably about 10 or so in there, and we've only had those roughly about 2 to 3 weeks, so we're just settling them in for now and just getting used to the water changes and the food we're actually feeding them. And the next one across here, they're very skittish at the moment. They like to hide, but there's one in the very front there. These are our peppered cories. None of them have spawned at the moment. As I say, they're only about 2 to 3 weeks old that we've had them, so we're going to start getting them into the fact of trying to get more water change in, better feeding with the worms, and hopefully we can start breeding very soon. And in this one here, we've got the Sodolus cories in here. Again, they're at the very, very back, very hard to see, but there's about 8 of those in there, and again, they're fairly new. They're only a month old in here as well, so we're going to hope that in time, like the others, we'll breed those as well. And just in the tank next to them, we've had these for a while. These are albino catfish cories, and we've had these ones now, I'd say a good month and a half, so they're doing very well. No breeding as yet, but like again, we like to feed them with bloodworms and give them some changes of algae wafers and just see how they go. But hopefully we can start breeding those too as well in the coming months. But as for everything else, that's basically what we've got at the moment. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to our channel. And we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you for joining us.